My name is Aidan Mathews, and this is my video essay submission for the 2026 Freedom Fund Scholarship. And the prompt that I'll be discussing is an accomplishment or event that sparked a period of personal growth and new understanding of yourself and others. Now, going into this, if you were to ask anybody about myself, they probably wouldn't tell you that I'm a leader. They would more than likely describe me as quiet, calm, collected, and someone that just observes from the background and stays out the way. Though this varsity baseball season of my senior year gave me the opportunity to become the senior captain of the team, which held a lot of responsibility with a whole bunch of upperclassmen from last season transferring out of the school, putting us down numbers upperclassmen wise, and then the other aspect of a whole bunch of freshmen coming in that haven't yet played at the varsity level. So, just a lot to take in. Going into our first practices and games, I had to set the rules with it being accountability and effort are two things that will be, expected out of you over this season, which would be from one, me saying every error is 10 push-ups, and every error during a game, we run polls for that. Just basically highlighting that it's not supposed to be a punishment, but I'm keeping the team accountable, each and every single player, whether it be myself or a freshman, that you're just not playing for yourself, you're playing for a team, and your actions do affect the team. Trying to hold everybody to a standard so that we can play at a higher level and, come out as better men at the end of the day from this program. Now, a time that stood out to me the most would be when two of my freshman players came to me asking me how do I become better at the outfield, as my primary position was playing center field all throughout high school. So, I just told them the same information that the seniors when I was a freshman told me, which would be, different pursuit angles to get to the ball and different catching techniques, as well as two mottos that was passed down to me from my freshman year, which would be see ball, get ball, which essentially cuts down the noise of everything and, helps you go back to the basics. It's very simple to say, but difficult in practice. And then keep moving forward, which would be like if, you're just having a bad day in general, just not having a good game or anything like that, like you can push through, that there's a light at the end of the tunnel. All you have to do is keep, taking one step at a time to the end goal, and that's not the end of the world. Now, in terms of leadership as a whole, I would say the season has definitely pushed me out of my comfort zone in which I have not expected, and I really walked in thinking that leadership simply meant having authority over others, but I walked out knowing that it means consistency, showing up every day in the same way, holding yourself accountable before asking anyone else to, and building up enough trust that your teammates can actually relax and, play their best. As every day throughout the season, I would be locked in for every single drill. I show up to practice early, even off the field in the classroom, I'd be, doing what I need to do, handling my business. So, leading by example, essentially, as a leader, that's one thing I definitely learned. As a leader, you have to lead by example. It's not so much just, saying you have to do this. It's more or less example. That's how people come to respect you. To round things off, I've also learned that not all leaders are born loud, as you can also be quiet, just like myself. Just doing things by leading by example and being willing to grow into something that you were not once before. Being able to embrace change, being able to step out of your comfort zone, being able to face adversity head on. Now, the same me that walked into this season was not the same me that came out of this season, as now I feel much more prepared to go forward in life in my future endeavors. Thank you.